March 21st. We would all love for you to be contestants.
And keep in mind, what you saw here today is just a very, very small part of what you will actually see on stage at a theater near you.
Oh, our thanks, you guys, to Ben, Becca, the Bachelorettes, Rashad, and a big thank you to our audience. Make sure to get your seats to the Bachelor live on stage so you can help your local hometown bachelor on his journey to find love.
Find love, baby. That's what it's all about. It's been a fun show today, everybody. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time.
Police need your help in locating a 24-year-old man that went missing on Maui. We'll tell you where this man was last seen straight ahead. We'll have more on the man missing on Maui. We'll have the latest on this man that went missing.
Now, from Honolulu, for all of Hawaii, this is KITV4 Island News Midday.
Aloha and mahalo for tuning in to KITV4 Island News Midday on this Friday, February 7th. I'm Lindsey Fukano. We do begin this midday with an update on breaking news. KITV4 brought to you this morning. Honolulu police have charged 37-year-old Bernard Deko Ito with manslaughter and 3 firearms offenses. This after they say he shot and killed 30-year-old Malia Soma Valmoha in Wahiawa last month. Developing at midday, Deko Ito's bail set at $1 million. And the victim in last month's shooting was found dead in the old pineapple fields off Kamehameha Highway near Whitmore Village. Now, this is a developing story, and we'll update you when more becomes available. And new at midday, police need your help in locating a 24-year-old man that went missing on Maui. Family members say the last time they heard from Aiden Dungan, that's the man you see on your screen right here, it was in November of last year. And he was reported to have moved from Kauai to Maui in September and is currently believed to be homeless within the Wailuku area. And Maui police say Dungan is described as having brown hair and blue eyes, 5'11", weighing around 150 pounds. Anyone with information is asked to call the Maui Police Department's non-emergency number at 244-6400. On Oahu, a 29-year-old man faces life in prison after he pleaded guilty to killing his 4-year-old son. Weiser Walter pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and attempted murder earlier this week with the possibility of parole. In October of 2016, he stabbed and killed his son Jeremiah Roque in their Makuli apartment. Sentencing is scheduled for April. And staying on Oahu, a man is still on the loose today for shooting a 31-year-old man in Nanakuli Thursday night. Emergency medical services reported the shooting took place on Helelua Street. The victim was taken to the hospital in serious condition. And Honolulu Police Chief Susan Ballard did address this recent rash of gun violence on Oahu with the Honolulu City Council last night. Ballard noted a significant spike in crimes involving guns between 2018 and 2019. Gun use and violent crimes increased by 21%. And during that same time period, the use of guns in robberies went up by 45%. And the chief said seniors and tourists are the most targeted victims.
You know, the detectives go as far as they can and talk to anybody, and at that point, all we can do is just maybe wait for somebody to give us additional information, which happens at times, and then we will reopen the case and continue the investigation.
Chief Ballard also mentioned violent crimes committed on Oahu often involve repeat offenders. Weather news now. Ho'omaluhia Botanical Garden in Kaneohe continues to be closed because of a power outage and unsafe road conditions. The Department of Parks and Rec reports weather caused branches to fall over power lines. That area will be assessed this morning to see if it's safe. And turning now to our local weather, taking a live look at Hilo Bay right now. Tasia Worley's in now with a look at today's forecast. Tasia.
Cloud coverage over Hilo, Hawaii, as we can see, all associated with that cold front. And for the remaining of the state, we're seeing very cool temperatures and low humidity levels, with cool air being pulled down from the north. Breezy wind speeds from the north about 10 to 20 miles per hour, some areas up to 25. But you can see our temperatures. Coolest spot is Wahiawa. It was about 60 this morning. And for the remaining of the state, we're seeing nothing more than 79 degrees. We still have the potential of pop-up showers throughout today, but a lot less moisture than what we've been tracking for the last couple of days. Over the weekend, we could get a few showers over the northern slopes. That's going to continue, as you can see, but nothing major. Once again, Maui County and Hawaii Island still have the potential of some heavy showers into tonight, and then we're not expecting another batch of heavy rain until Monday. We'll have that track coming up, but for now, Lindsay, over to you.
All right, Tasha, thank you. Just take a look at the damage that the stormy weather also did on Kauai, as parts of Kuhio Highway and Hanalei Bridge were flooded, leaving only one lane open to traffic. Water reached the top of the riverbank and spilled onto the roadway. And staying on Kauai now, the Department of Education has also closed Hanalei Elementary School and stopped bus service for Kapa'a middle and high school students who live in Hanalei, Wainiha, and Haena. As previously scheduled, there's no school today because of its Professional Development Day. Well, the University of Hawaii wants to transform its Manoa campus to be more pedestrian friendly. The plan is to get rid of some driveways and replace them with walkways, benches, and tables. If that happens, the school also wants to build another parking structure.
I think that getting rid of the parking spots in the roundabout would have negative effects, because a lot of times I need to just take care of something in that building, and I just need to be in there for a couple minutes in and out, and I would hate to walk across campus to have to do that.
It would be a good idea. As you can see, so many people are walking through here. People are good about stopping and letting us go, but it is kind of like a hassle and a wait, and some people are always on their phones, so you don't necessarily see when people are coming.
Now, the plan also includes creating more space around campus. One idea is to remove more than 50 portable buildings around campus. Happening now, it's that time of year again. The annual tradition of the Punahou Carnival kicked off today. And before the sun was even up, there was a long line waiting to stock up on homemade mango chutney and lilikoi butter, as volunteers made it from scratch using 10,000 pounds of green mango. The theme this year is Music Through the Ages, a chart-topping carnival. They also have rides, games, and of course, malasadas. It's all organized by the more than $4,000 each year. They say this is their main event, and the goal is to raise money for students who might not be able to afford punahou.
Punahou Carnival started in 1932, and it first started as a fundraiser for the Oahu and Yearbook. But since then it has evolved, and now all the proceeds go toward supporting our need-based financial aid program here at Punahou School.
And if you're looking to start off your weekend, the carnival is happening right now until 11 tonight, and then again all day tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Still to come on KITV4, more than half of Hawaii residents say their spending either equals or exceeds their annual income. We'll break down the numbers for you straight ahead. Stay with us.
Slumber World, your destination for the best selection in brand name beds to help you get the good night's sleep you deserve.
Dreaming of a good night's sleep? At Slumber World, we want you to have the best sleep of your life. During our President's Day sale, find presidential savings from Tempur-Pedic, Beauty Rest, Serta Eye Comfort. Plus, get these exclusive offers only at Slumber World. Or choose to finance your purchase up to 24 months to get your dream mattress. Don't miss the President's Day sale at Slumber World, your locally owned mattress store, serving all of Hawaii.
It's the Miller Lite Tastes All Right Pauhana series.
Welcome to the Social Honolulu. Our Pauhana menu is one of the best in town. From our kimchi fried rice to our fried pork chops to our oh-so-yummy oyster shooters, we have something to satisfy everyone's appetite. And did I mention we have the friendliest staff? So come join us for Ono Food, the best happy hour specials, and even play some darts with us. Come be social at the Social.
Check it out on KITV.com/Pauhana.
No matter how much you clean, does your house still smell stuffy? That's because your home is filled with soft surfaces that trap odors and release them back into the room. So try Febreze Fabric Refresher. Febreze finds odors trapped in fabrics and cleans them away as it dries. Use Febreze every time you tidy up to keep your whole house smelling fresh air clean. Fabric Refresher even works for clothes you want to wear another day. Make Febreze part of your clean routine. For whole home freshness.
When it comes to Hawaii's favorite plates, nothing beats the delightful dishes at Eggs and Things. Freeze. See what I mean? Whether it's a classic night of beers and lip-smacking burgers, a sweet treat for a first meet, or family style to feed even the craziest of appetites, Eggs and Things has the menu for you. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, even pauhana. Open 6 to 10 p.m. Now extended Friday and Saturdays until midnight. Military and Kama'aina discounts apply, so come in and unwind today.
This is KITV4 Island News Midday.
More than half of Hawaii residents say their spending either equals or exceeds their annual income. The Financial Health Network says 69% of Hawaii residents, that's more than 828,000 people, are struggling financially. Another key finding in the report was that 23% of those surveyed work multiple jobs, a percentage that is almost 40% higher than the national level. Honolulu's rail project has hit another delay. The Honolulu Authority for Rapid Transportation says rail's first 11-mile segment will now open 2 months late. And this comes after the first rail segment from East Kapolei to Aloha Stadium was expected to be running by October, but just last week, Honolulu Mayor Kirk Caldwell expressed his lack of confidence for rail's opening date. And meanwhile, over on the Big Island, a proposed AT&T cell phone tower to be built in Curtistown generated public concern after the telecommunications company apparently failed to provide proper notice to nearby residents. That's all according to the Hawaii Tribune Herald. Dozens of people gathered to oppose a 180-foot tall AT&T cell tower on an agricultural lot that's located near Kamehameha Schools, Hawaii. The process will now move to another public meeting in the near future. Well, Google is teasing some kind of announcement for Samsung's upcoming Galaxy Unpacked event. It's unclear what the company has in store, and it could be Android software being used for Samsung's foldable phone. The Samsung Galaxy Unpacked event is on February 11th. And state lawmakers are trying to keep Hawaii's public school teachers from leaving their jobs by paying them more. A Senate bill that would send $25 million of state revenue to the Department of Education continues to gain traction at the state capitol. The money would be used to address teachers' salaries and pay differentials. The bill passed its first committee hearing yesterday. Well, stocks did end the week in the red as all three major indices close with losses. Let's take a look now at the Dow Jones Industrial Closing Board. If we can go back to it, it's down by 277 points, down by 0.94%. All right, well, we won't go back to it. But we are going back to it. So down by 277 points. 0.94%. Okay, technical errors. We'll go back outside now with a live look at the windward side of Oahu. Tasia Worley's back in now with a look at today's.
That's right, Lindsay. We've got some cloud coverage for our Mauka spots and for the northern slopes over on Kauai, clearing later on tonight and quite chilly with temperatures in the middle to upper 60s. Lots of sunshine into this evening, so a beautiful sunset is expected. If you are heading to the Punahou Carnival, just expect tonight a touch of evening showers, so definitely want to pack that umbrella. Temperatures will also be around the 60s, so it's going to feel really cool. Tomorrow morning, we do have the Keiki Great Aloha Run starting at 7:30, clear conditions, and temperatures will be in the middle 60s as well, so definitely want to keep your keiki warm. As you can see, for our Maui County, we are seeing clearer conditions compared to this morning and yesterday. Hawaii Island still has the potential of passing showers throughout today, and throughout the weekend, we are seeing, again, for the northern slopes, some on and off showers. Come Monday, some of that moisture re-included into the wind flow, giving us some heavy passing showers, but quite quickly Monday through Tuesday. So we'll keep a close eye on that. When we come back, we'll take a look at our surf forecast because we're expecting more sun over the weekend. Lindsay, you.
All right, Tasha, thank you. Each year, the CDC says millions of people 65 and older head to the emergency room because of a fall. And falling can lead to anything from a broken bone to a head injury. But some things can be done to help prevent those falls. Mandy Gaither now has more.
KITV4 Island News Medical Minute, sponsored by Ekahi Wellness.
1 out of every 4 older adults falls each year, and in that time, more than 800,000 patients are hospitalized because of a fall, most often for a head injury or hip fracture, according to stats from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Risk factors include vitamin D deficiency, lower body weakness, and difficulties with walking and balance. To help prevent a fall, the CDC recommends reviewing medications with a doctor to see if any might cause fatigue or dizziness. Taking vitamin D supplements if needed is also suggested, along with exercises that make legs stronger and improve balance. Keep eyeglasses updated if needed each year and make a home safer. Get rid of trip hazards. The CDC also suggests adding grab bars in and out of your tub and next to the toilet, and make sure the home has lots of light by using brighter light bulbs. For today's Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And the CDC says falling once again doubles your chances of falling yet again. Well, still to come on KITV for your weekend forecast. Plus, Lady Liberty pops up on a frozen Midwestern lake, and a building under demolition reveals a shocking secret. Those stories still ahead. Stay with us.
I've been a veterinarian now for 20 years. And an opportunity arose. I've never owned a business before in my life. It was very scary for me. As I looked at the various financial institutions, one of them really stood out. Derek's real easy to work with. It's nice to have good advice from people that you trust. Hawaii State Federal Credit Union was there for me. They really cared about my business. I think that's what makes the difference. Oh, how's it going? How are you? Yeah, thank you. Thank you for everything.
Atkins peanut butter cups are my favorite, but I always want one more. You? Yes, Hannah. The answer is yes. Chocolate, peanut butter, and 0 sugar. We can have one more.
Cheddar Bacon King, that's where to go. We've got lots of cheddar in between. You see it dripping out here. And lots of bacon. It's great. Real cheddar is the move.
Real cheddar makes it better. The Cheddar Bacon King, now part of the King's Collection. Your way better.
Hi, I'm Jerry Griffin, the owner of Discount Windows and Doors. Welcome to our showroom.
Come in for this month's special. Save 40% on Mackay Windows and Doors. This month only, and only from Discount Windows and Doors.
You've heard about our self-cleaning windows, especially designed for Hawaii. All of our quality products are offered at the very best prices. We even offer a price match guarantee. Discount Windows and Doors has been in business for more than 10 years with thousands of satisfied customers. Come and visit our Kaneohe showroom today.
Living with diabetes can be overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. Discover an innovative way to better manage your diabetes with Ekahi Wellness. We focus on lifestyle improvements in your nutrition, emotional well-being, exercise, and your medical management, all under one roof. Our team of passionate professionals partner with you and your doctor so you can live with more energy, increase time for work and family, and take control of your diabetes. Your first consultation is at no cost to you, so call us today.
KITV4 Island News Medical Minute, sponsored by Ekahi Wellness.
This is KITV4 Island News Midday.
All right, well, President Trump today expressed confidence in how China is handling the coronavirus. But officials there have criticized the U.S. for what China says is an overreaction. Take a look at this.
President Trump today expressed confidence in how China is handling the coronavirus. But Chinese officials have criticized the U.S. for what they say is an overreaction. Today at the White House, I asked President Trump if he's concerned China may be covering up the full extent of the coronavirus.
China's working very hard.
The president called it a tough situation and praised China's leader, Xi Jinping, whom he spoke to by phone on Thursday.
We talked mostly about the coronavirus. They're working really hard, and I think they're doing a very professional job.
Since it was detected in December, coronavirus has infected more than 31,000 people and killed more than 600 in China. I asked the president if he has concerns about the potential impact of coronavirus on the global economy. He did not directly answer.
I think that China will do a very good job.
In a series of tweets early Friday, the president praised Xi and expressed confidence in the Chinese government's handling of the epidemic. Mr. Trump wrote that Xi is strong, sharp, and powerfully focused. The president's unflinching support for Xi is significant, given the fiery criticism coming from Beijing. The Trump administration last week announced a temporary ban on foreigners who've traveled to China within the last 14 days from entering the U.S. China's foreign ministry responded by saying the U.S. inappropriately overreacted to coronavirus and isn't providing any substantial assistance. But the Trump administration says it is helping China. The White House on Thursday asked American scientists and researchers to investigate the origins of the coronavirus. And President Trump said today that CDC officials are working with Chinese officials. Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
Well, check this out. The Coast Guard and the Department of Land and Natural Resources removed fuel from a boat that ran aground in Hilo Bay. And there's reports that there's more than 1,800 gallons of diesel on board the 63-foot fishing vessel from Los Angeles named the Midday Island. But so far, no word on when the actual boat's getting removed. Over on Maui, the Department of Water Supply is shutting off water in Wai'ehu on Wednesday, February 19th from 9:30 at night till 5:30 in the morning for system maintenance. Homes on Lower Wai'ehu Beach Road, Alakai Street, Kualoa, and Pakele Place will be affected. Well, it seems not many people like Hawaii Governor David Ige, this after he tied for the least popular governor in the country. According to 247wallstreet.com, he only had a 32% approval rating. He's tied with Connecticut Governor Ned Lamont. And taking the top spot, Mark Gordon of Wyoming, Larry Hogan of Maryland, and Charlie Baker of Massachusetts with a 68% approval rating. We'll go back outside now with a look at weather. Tasia Worley's back in with a look at today's surf forecast. Tasia.
South-facing shores, 1 to 2, and then we are seeing a bit of a bump for the north, 10 to 15. Tomorrow, 20-foot faces, 3 to 6 for the west, and we do have a larger northwesterly swell to arrive by our Monday, so we're looking forward to that. Here's a look at our temperatures. It may be just a little too chilly to head to the beach, but a lot more sun than what we have been seeing. Definitely want to keep out or look out for any brown water advisories we did have just yesterday for Kauai and Maui. We do have temperatures at 71 for Lihue, 78 for Kahului at the moment. Later tonight, our temperatures will be in the lower 60s. Now, as you can see with this trend, we do have some of that moisture being included back into the wind flow. So Kauai is expected to see a few passing showers, not as significant as yesterday or the day before. But of course, our northern slopes are expected to see those on and off showers. So throughout the weekend, and like we just saw earlier, another batch of moisture for your Monday into Tuesday. Here's a look at our satellite and radar for our Oahu. We had a few showers over Kaena Point, Mokuleia, and then clear conditions for your central part town areas, nice and sunny with some passing showers later tonight. And keep that in mind if you're heading to Punahou Carnival. And then we've got some heavy showers for the Hana District at the moment, clear in Kahului into tonight. And then for our Hawaii Island, we are continuing to track just a bit of snow over on our Big Island summits. We're expecting 1 to 3 inches of rain as well. So we will keep a close eye on that. Here's a look at the last 12 hours. You can see we did have a little blanket of snow just overnight into this morning. That's a look at your weather forecast. We'll be right back after this. Stay with us.
With Advil, you have power over pain, so the whole world looks different. The unbeatable strength of Advil.
What pain?
Before discovering Nexium 24 Hour to treat her frequent heartburn, Marie could only imagine enjoying freshly squeezed orange juice. Now, no fruit is forbidden. Nexium 24 Hours stops acid before it starts for all day, all night protection. Can you imagine 24 hours without heartburn?
It's perfect. Thank you for choosing our home. Here's a list of our favorite spots to help you live like a local. And here is our Spectrum Wi-Fi password and a channel guide to help you settle in.
Did you say Spectrum?
Experience the fastest starting speeds for the price with Spectrum Internet. At 200 megabits per second, you'll enjoy faster surfing, streaming, and gaming. Switch to Spectrum Internet for $44.99 a month. Call 643-9292. Then lose yourself in the best in entertainment with more HD and more free on demand. With thousands of free titles to choose from and the best in live TV, there's always something on. Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Plus, download the Spectrum TV app for more ways to watch. Call 643-9292.
It happened again. You guys were supposed to leave yesterday.
Is that my robe?
Is it?
Lose yourself in the best internet and TV with Spectrum. Switch now from $44.99 a month each, all with no contracts. Call 643-9292.
Now through February 13th, join Planet Fitness for only 25 cents down, $10 a month. Sure, you could flip truck tires.
I flip truck tires.
Or flip out over all this. Tons of equipment and free fitness training. Join now for only 25 cents down, $10 a month. And no truck tires. Join in club or at planetfitness.com. Hurry, deal ends Thursday, February 13th.
Visit Planet Fitness today to join for 25 cents down with no commitment. Hurry, offer ends February 13th.
This is KITV4 Island News Midday.
Welcome back. KITV4 is learning 11 Americans are now infected with the coronavirus on a cruise ship off the coast of Japan. And of course, to track updates on the coronavirus, you could follow us on social media or download our free mobile app for instant notifications. You could also head to our website at KITV.com. And there you can find an interactive map following the spread of the disease with the total number of confirmed cases in real time. And it also breaks down the location of the confirmed cases as well.
And on your Consumer Watch, Maui police are warning residents about a new scam targeting elderly people. And according to officials, people going door to door, they're telling Kupuna that their roof needs fixing. Payments are being made, but no work is being done. Anyone with information is asked to call police at 244-6400.
Well, Netflix is giving its users more control over what they watch on its platform. The company announced on Twitter that it's now allowing viewers to disable the preview autoplay. Before, the service would begin playing a trailer or video clip if you hovered over it while surfing for something to watch. But a lot of people must have not liked the forced previewing because Netflix says, quote, "We've heard the feedback loud and clear." The company goes on to say that send that people to its help page, which explains how to turn off both preview autoplay and autoplays for episodes. Well, an iconic New York City landmark has shown up on a Midwestern frozen lake, in the lake. Jeremy Roth explains.
A seemingly submerged Statue of Liberty on a Wisconsin lake looks like something out of a movie. This movie, actually. You maniac! In reality, though, the elaborate scene is the recreation of a more than 40-year-old legendary local prank. In 1979, a pair of University of Wisconsin alumni made a promise. If elected to Student Association, they would bring the Statue of Liberty to Madison. Their bid was successful, and they spent about $4,000 to build Lady Liberty on Lake Mendota. And 41 years later, the legend has now been recreated and is starting a new tradition. The inflated spectacle is used to kick off the university's annual Winter Carnival. Watch a group of Oklahoma cops execute a heartwarming rescue of a horse trapped by barbed wire. Officers were alerted after the animal was found in a ditch by a mail carrier. It was tangled in wire and laying in cold water. The cops worked as a team to get the horse turned over and off the wire. Officers then warmed the horse using blankets and got it to its feet. They were able to return it to its barn, where they said it received even more loving care. And finally, in Pennsylvania, a building's demolition was the site of a very unexpected surprise. Crews began demolishing a condemned building in Washingtonville, and as layers came off the dilapidated structure, a log cabin was discovered underneath. Officials estimate the cabin may have been there since the 1700s, and they are now planning to do whatever they can to preserve this diamond in the rough. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
We'll get back outside now with a last check on weather. Deja, things are shaping up to be much better today.
That's right. We are seeing clearer conditions by later on this evening. We've got sunset around 6:24, and then over the weekend, some showers over the northern slopes, but cool temperatures all the way through. Temperatures will be in the middle 70s and quite breezy. Northwesterly winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. So break out that pretty cute sweater you've been holding on to.
There we go. Good advice. Always love those cardigans. Thanks, Deja, and thank you for watching. We'll see you back here Monday and also tonight at 5. Have a great day.
Have a great weekend.
Experience the bold, crispy, mouth-watering flavors Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen is serving up in each and every bite, providing closed captioning for KITV4 Island News.
I'm Jimmy Dean, and I wish I could tell you how I feel about a morning like this. And that includes a good hearty breakfast. You need something to kind of warm the whole body up and get it going. It's a great way to kick off your day.
St. Francis Healthcare System is creating something new and exciting. The St. Francis Kupuna Village in Liliha. The former hospital campus is being transformed into a health and wellness community for seniors and their caregivers, featuring a skilled nursing facility and an array of physicians in different specialties, with future plans for assisted living and independent living and a senior community center. Call today for more information. St. Francis Healthcare System, creating healthy communities for Hawaii's families.
Start your morning with KITV4's Tom George. Weekends on Good Morning Hawaii.
Justice with Judge Maybelline will be life because in everything we do, it involves the law. You came to court to testify about what you heard, what you saw, and what you know.
She's fair.
I don't have a hearing problem. This ear works good. This one works even better.
She's firm.
I'm not responsible for their ticket, and I'm not going to pay for it.
Who says you're not going to pay for it? I'll make that decision, not you.
She's honest.
What you have to say?
All I have
to Nothing.
This is Justice with Judge Maybelline. Taylor Bundy is suing Hunter Walker in the amount of $800. Mr. Bundy claims Mr. Walker locked him in a closet while they were pledging a fraternity and says he suffered a medical emergency as a result.
In the matter of Taylor Bundy versus Hunter Walker, you're suing him for $500 for medical bills?
I'm actually suing for $800.
$800, okay.
So he could pay for my medical expenses because he did play a ruthless prank on me that nearly cost me my life, knowing that I have an illness. So it all started back 6 months in the first day of college. There were a lot of events from clubs and fraternities, and I'm gonna own up to it. I used to be a nerd my whole life. And seeing these frats events, like, I could be part of them. I could be one of the cool guys, like, amazing, finally going to parties, meeting new people, new connections.
I'm smiling because I know the feeling.
I
understand what you're saying.
I need that brotherhood in my life. I became a pledge, and they kept making up all these challenges for us to do to see if we're worthy enough to be in the frat. It came down to the semifinal. It was 5 pledges, and by the end, they were going to choose 5, and from there, you made it in the frat. This last challenge was to go in the weekend to a professor's house when he's not home, and to sneak in and get his day planner. The first one to get in his house and come out automatically gets their way in the frat. And that's where I met Mr. Walker. And the deal was we weren't working together. It was a competition, between who got it first. And he's very selfish. He's more like a jock. He likes to push people around. He only thinks about himself. I've never sneaked into a house before. This is my first time. I've never done any bad things before.
You mean burglarized a house and broke in? Because no such thing as sneak in. When you go in someone's house uninvited, it's called burglary.
I was debating to go in or not. I was really nervous. So he started making a mess in this room, like an animal went in. I simply thought, where would his planner be? Maybe somewhere private. So I went upstairs, maybe beyond his bedroom, and luckily enough, it was sitting right there next to his computer. And right when I grabbed the planner, I heard a silence. And right when I opened it, he pops up in the bedroom next to me and slams the planner on my face.
So he took it from you?
Correct. He even tried to wrestle with me. I try to fight back, but I can't. I'm not really a fighter type. And since I have asthma, I started getting anxiety, and I couldn't really keep up. He even got me by the collar, told me, "You're not getting this chance. It's my opportunity."
That is not true. That did not happen.
So I reached back for my inhaler. I needed it at the moment because I was losing breath. But he was pushing me around too much that it fell on the floor. And to get rid of me, he found the closet right behind me, pushed me in, and locked me in. I don't know, he put furniture, chairs, something.
So he locked you in the closet?
Correct.
And left?
Correct.
Woo!
I couldn't move around. It was dark. I couldn't breathe anything. I even passed out.
Mr. Walker?
Well, that's a very skewed perspective on what actually happened.
Oh.
And once I saw that he went upstairs, and I was like, oh, that's probably a great idea. Went up there right away. I was just searching very passionately, you could say. And once I was upstairs, saw he had the planner, got a little energized with it, did take it from him, and all in good fun. It did get a little physical, though. I grabbed it.
Just grabbed the planner?
Yeah. That easy. It was in his hand.
You said it got a little physical.
It did. I took it, and then I kind of started butting with him. I wasn't sure if I was calling it wrestling. And there was a closet right behind him open, and I just forced him into it.
And how did you force him into it? You had him by the collar?
I did not have him by the collar.
Did you have him by the hands?
No, I just...
How did you force him into it then?
Grabbing him.
You had to grab him by something?
I grabbed him by like his arms and his upper body, and I just forced him into the closet. It wasn't that hard, and I put a chair to block him in. And I wasn't aware he was having an asthma attack. I didn't know he had asthma. I took the planner, walked back to the fraternity, showed them that I got the planner, told them what happened. We chuckled.
You told them the truth about what happened?
Yes, I told them that I put him in the closet. We all shared a little laugh over it. They said, go back, let him out. About 5-10 minutes later, so 20-ish minutes have passed, took the chair out, let him out. And it was really clear it turned into a medical emergency. I panicked a little. I called 911.
So he was in a medical emergency state?
But I wasn't aware of that when I put him in there.
That's not what I asked you, but
yes,
when you got back, he was?
Yes.
Medical emergency?
Yes.
Almost knocked out or knocked out cold?
Not knocked out cold, almost knocked out.
Oh.
Coming up on Justice with Judge Maybelline.
You fought for it and took it, so now you have it. Why do you have to put him in the closet?
Well, I didn't know if he was going to try and take it or say something. It was kind of like guerrilla warfare. It's every man for himself right now.
And later.
I slammed on the brakes and nothing was working, and I just bumped into it.
You don't know how to back out of your parents' driveway?
Justice with Judge Maybelline. If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878.
Finally, there's something that helped with my indigestion and discomfort after eating. My doctor recommended FD-Guard. She told me FD-Guard is specially formulated with natural ingredients and can help with my meal-triggered indigestion. Ask your doctor about FD-Guard. Enjoy eating again.
Now at Walmart.
Whether you were born for more dance-offs, more travels, or more touchdowns, get the immune support that gives you more. Airborne's Crafted Blend has vitamins, minerals, and herbs. And No Gummy has more vitamin C. Airborne.
I would get muscle cramps several times a week for decades. And in a few days of using TheraWorks Relief, the cramps are gone because it works.
Get TheraWorks Relief today in stores everywhere. Best Fiends. It's more than a game. Collect tons of cute characters. Solve thousands of fiendishly fun puzzles. Download Best Fiends for free today. That's friends without the R. Best Fiends.
As a struggling actor, I need all the breaks that I can get. At Liberty Buchamode. Cut. Line. Cut. Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. Cut. Liberty. Am I allowed to riff? What if I come out of the water? Liberty Bibbity. Cut. We'll dub it.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. For bathroom odors that linger,
Try Febreze Small Spaces. Just press firmly and it continuously eliminates odors in the air and on soft surfaces for 45 days.
What's this?
Your cold's gonna make you a zombie tomorrow.
Wrong. I'm taking a powerful nighttime cold medicine, so I can sleep great and wake up human.
Don't eat me! I taste terrible!
Mucinex Night Shift Cold and Flu. Fight your worst symptoms so you can sleep great and wake up human.
Atkins peanut butter cups are my favorite, but I always want one more. You? Yes, Hannah. The answer is yes. Chocolate, peanut butter, and 0 sugar. We can have one more.
From the smallest cottage to the largest house on the block, Wisteria Lane has something for everyone. Transform your home with one of our wide selection of flooring, a luxurious look for the everyday homeowner, and with an unbeatable pricing. Visit Wisteria Lane today.
You're watching Justice with Judge Maybelline. We're back with the case of Taylor Bundy, who is suing Hunter Walker for medical expenses.
You called 911.
I called 911.
Okay.
And an ambulance came and they loaded him down, and the professor did not press charges on the house, on us breaking into the house, which we did together willingly. That was not just me. And then he was whisked off to the hospital, and he's completely fine, and he did get a bill with an ambulance and all those charges from it was a cause of, it was part of breaking into the house, you know? It was a byproduct of coming into the house and doing one of the challenges, and it just so happened that he had an asthma attack with this challenge.
No, it just so happened that you put him in that closet.
It just so happened that he found the planet first and started to get physical and started to fight for it, and I just took it, and I did put him in the closet.
So you fought for it and took it, so now you have it. Why do you have to put him in the closet?
Well, I didn't know if he was going to try and take it or say something, or I didn't, it was kind of like guerrilla warfare. Is every man,
right.
Because every man for himself right now.
So I'm going to tell you what this guerrilla warfare and every man for himself is. I'm going to give you another theory that happens in the law, and that's called, it was one of my first cases, or the first things we read as a law student in Torts 101. And that is called the Paul's graph theory, where you take the victim as you find them, and everything that results from there, that's your fault. So what? Because I didn't know he had asthma. I didn't know he had a weak heart. I didn't know he was subject to that. That's your problem. You didn't figure it out. You didn't find out. You take them as you find them. Whatever happens as a result of your conduct with that person who happens to have asthma that you didn't know about, tough. When you're having these initiations for fraternities, you never know what may happen to a person or to you when your fellow brothers give you these great ideas of things to do and you decide to do them. He could have died up in there, and then you would have had a murder case on you.
I could have died.
Behind that prank. And every man for himself, and it's whoever gets it first. You could have had a murder on your hands. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, you had it in your hand. Let him chase you down the hall, down the steps. You guys run, you know, let him, you know, tussle to try to get it back. But to lock him in a closet and to put a chair there so that he can't get out?
I did have intentions of coming to get him out.
And you did do that.
I did.
You got there, but it was 20 minutes later. 5 more minutes could have made the difference. You never know. When someone gives you or suggests that you do a particular act, you have got to think consequences. You know, think consequences before you act. You always have to do that. You too, Mr. Walker. Now, it would have been terrible that this man, had he died, or had that medical bill been more because he was laid up in ICU for 3 or 4 days.
Yes, Your Honor, yeah.
Substantially more than this little $800.
You want to take a look at it?
You don't have a medical, you didn't have medical insurance?
Yes, it did cover part of it.
So this is your share, the $800? Yes, let me see.
Correct, here you go.
Wow, over a day. And the professor could have charged you out with burglary as well. And could have had a felony on your record, which could have prevented you from certain jobs in the future for which you were preparing yourself in college. You just weren't thinking.
Yes, part of that, though, Your Honor, was we did enter the house together. That was.
Both of you could have had the burglary. So you're saying because he chose to enter the house with you and he chose to participate in the burglary that you should not have to pay for causing his medical condition?
I was merely just saying that his medical condition was a byproduct of choosing, like willingly breaking the law, going into the house, breaking, entering.
And had he had an asthma attack because he'd broken in it on his own and didn't get out of there in time, because he locked himself in, or because he couldn't get out of a window, or because the door closed on him, yeah, it would have been all on him. But you pushed him in that closet, you locked that door, and you put that chair behind the door. So that was all because of you. $2,800. Fortunately, he had insurance, and there's only $800 left to pay. I bet your parents wouldn't have appreciated that, huh?
I don't know.
Really?
Per se, but I mean, everyone's gone to college sometime, and this is, that fraternity meant a lot.
So I hope it was worth it to you. Pay the man his $800, judgment for the plaintiff. You, young man, I suggest that you leave this kind of stuff alone.
I'll keep having no friends.
You can have plenty of friends. That doesn't mean that you don't have to have friends. There are different ways to have friends. You know, really, and you need to find that out seriously. That's not the only way to have a friend is through fraternities. There are plenty of men on the college campus and plenty of men who are not fraternity brothers and you can find as a friend. Are all your friends frat brothers, Will?
I did not join a frat.
See? You got friends?
I have friends.
Right. You can have friends without joining a fraternity. I never joined a sorority or any of those groups either. I have plenty of girlfriends, good ones too. Stay within your own character. Be true to yourself. You don't have to do what everybody else does, okay?
Okay.
All right, judgment for the plaintiff.
All rise.
Judge Maybelline has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $800.
Well, I hope you learned your lesson. I could have died, and that would have been on you.
I hope you learned your lesson. Maybe next year you should check out some sororities instead.
Coming up.
When did you drive again?
I didn't drive again.
Until Sunday?
I don't have a car.
I didn't drive again. I don't have a car. Have you been drinking anything?
Justice with Judge Maybelline.
You got your head down like you pray.
I might need to.
What would you pray for?
Willpower. I'm afraid to love you.
You don't have to be afraid.
Rated PG-13.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries. If you have or are eligible for Medicaid, please listen closely. You may be eligible for a Medicare Advantage plan from Ohana Health Plan with zero or low plan premium. Call 1-800-551-0536 now. That's 1-800-551-0536. Representatives will provide detailed information and help see if you qualify. Ohana Health Plan provides access to a large network of local and regional doctors and hospitals. Plus, some plans give you more dental, more vision, and more hearing, plus more prescription drug coverage. Ohana Health Plan is contracted with Medicare to provide plans that may be right for you. Call 1-800-551-0536 now. That's 1-800-551-0536.
That greedy little opportunist has gone too far. I have one shot at the Quartermain fortune.
I need you to take a deep breath before you go in there.
I'll handle whoever else comes after me, by any means necessary.
ABC's General Hospital.
Whether you're a professional or a weekend warrior, you are only as good as your clubs. Come visit us at Pro-Am Golf. Check out our new PXG fitting suite that will match you up perfectly with the right set of clubs, not to mention personal instructors to help perfect your technique. We are the largest locally owned dealer of golf equipment in Hawaii. With competitive pricing, selection, and Hawaii's only repair shop open 7 days a week, we are sure you won't want to go anywhere else than Pro-Am Golf.
In the heart of the windward side lies a beautiful sanctuary, Kinaole Estate, where everyone is treated with love and respect, because we believe you should expect more from senior living.
They're loving and warm, not only to the residents, but to the families that come to visit.
Kinaole Estate, I like it because, you know, my mom enjoys it there. They're super duper, I mean, really good.
Kinaole Estate, enriched, dependable senior living. Call us today to make an appointment.
Little squirt of mayo?
I'm good.
It's time to change your life for breakfast with freshly prepared Chicken McGriddles.
Give your morning the delicious it deserves with a Chicken McGriddles or McChicken biscuit meal for just $4.99.
You're watching Justice with Judge Maybelline. Kate Young is suing Melody Menendez in the amount of $675. Ms. Young claims she loaned her car to her roommate and says Ms. Menendez hit a tree, damaging the vehicle.
This is the matter of Kate Young versus Melody Menendez. You're suing her for $675 for property damages?
Yes.
But it's truly really the deductible you had to pay.
Correct.
Tell me what happened.
I loaned my car to my roommate for the weekend. She hit a tree with it. I found out that she wasn't insured, and my deductible ended up being $1,500, and $675 is the portion that I have to pay.
And you paid it?
Yes, I paid the invoice, and I'm asking Melody to reimburse me.
Let me just see your evidence that you paid it. Did you have an accident driving her car?
Yes, ma'am.
How did it happen?
I was backing up out of my parents' driveway. I was just looking at one side when I was backing up, and when I checked the other mirrors, I just saw I was going to go into the tree, and I slammed on the brakes, and they were faulty, nothing was working, and I just bumped into it.
You don't know how to back out of your parents' driveway?
The brakes weren't...
You said you saw that you were going into a tree, which means that you weren't angling the car properly.
I was. I backed up, but the brakes weren't working.
How long had you had the car?
Just for one day.
So when did you find out the brakes weren't working?
When I was backing up.
Coming up.
She said that she hit a tree because the brakes weren't working on the car, and that I was trying to injure her with my car or something.
You under the influence of anything?
Closed captioning provided by
NyQuil Severe gives you powerful relief for your worst cold and flu symptoms. On Sunday night and every night. NyQuil Severe, the nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head, best sleep with a cold medicine.
How do we make a scented oil plug-in that doesn't smell fake? Start with the essence of nature. Airwick scented oils are infused with essential oils that are 100% natural to fill every corner with the fragrance of nature. Airwick.
Get state minimum car insurance.
Sign up for a month or forever.
Get a low down payment that's insurance for the rest of us.
Hey, everybody. We're the rest of us.
What's this all about? Car insurance?
These are real people, not actors, who've got their eczema under control. With less eczema, you can show more skin. So roll up those sleeves and help heal your skin from within with Dupixent. Dupixent is the first treatment of its kind that continuously treats moderate to severe eczema, or atopic dermatitis, even between flare-ups. Dupixent is a biologic and not a cream or steroid. Many people taking Dupixent saw clear or almost clear skin and had significantly less itch. That's a difference you can feel. Don't use if you're allergic to Dupixent. Serious allergic reactions can occur, including anaphylaxis, which is severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, or a parasitic infection. If you take asthma medicines, don't change or stop them without talking to your doctor. So help heal your skin from within, and talk to your eczema specialist about Dupixent.
You've tried so many moisturizers, but one blows them all out of the water. Hydro Boost with hyaluronic acid to plump skin cells so it bounces back. Neutrogena, and for body, Hydro Boost Body Gel Cream.
So nice to meet you. June, Jane, G, Kay, Raj, and Ray!
Good job, Brain. Say hello to Neuriva, a brain supplement with clinically proven ingredients that fuel 5 indicators of brain performance. Neuriva.
It's here.
Instant funding online from SpeedyCash.com. Don't have time to stop by a Speedy Cash store? Get cash now, no matter where you are. Apply for a loan using the Speedy Cash app. If approved, funds apply to your debit card in minutes with instant funding from SpeedyCash.com. Apply now. It's fast. Go to SpeedyCash.com for instant funding today.
You're watching Justice with Judge Maybelline. We're back with the case of Kate Young, who is suing Melody Menendez for property damage.
When did you take possession of the car?
Early Saturday.
All right, so where did you drive the car from and to on Saturday?
From the college to my parents' house.
How far is that in terms of miles, approximately?
It's just an hour.
And in doing that driving for 1 hour, you didn't have to ever use the brakes?
I did.
Okay, did the brakes work?
Yes.
All right.
But the brakes, I would just go on it lightly.
Okay, when you got to your parents' house, did you drive the car again?
Yes, but...
When did you drive the car again?
I didn't. Once I bumped into the tree, my dad came out.
Oh, honey, what have you been drinking? Listen to my question. I said, once you got to your parents' house, did you drive the car again Saturday?
No.
Okay, when did you drive again?
I didn't drive again.
Until Sunday?
I don't have a car.
I didn't drive again, I don't have a car. Have you been drinking anything?
No.
You under the influence of anything?
No.
Am I not speaking clearly? You got to your parents' house Saturday.
Correct.
You know that's a 24-hour period. The next day is Sunday.
Yeah.
Did you leave or drive the car Sunday?
My parents took me back to my college.
You getting back to the college? I'm trying to figure out when you got back in the car to hit the tree. What day of the week was that?
That was Saturday.
That was still Saturday?
Yeah, I got to my parents' house when I was leaving, which was Saturday night, and once I was going to hit the tree, I slammed on the brakes, and the brakes were not working.
Okay, so you got to your parents' house about what time Saturday?
11 a.m.
A.m. or P.m.?
A.m.
And when you got to your parents' house, did you have to hit the brakes when you stopped the car?
Yes.
And you parked it in the driveway?
Yes.
You had to hit the brakes?
Yes.
Did the brakes work?
Yeah.
Judge Maybelline's verdict when Justice with Judge Maybelline returns. Promotional consideration provided by...
I wanted more from my COPD medicine. That's why I've got the power of 1, 2, 3 medicines with Trelegy, the only FDA-approved once daily 3-in-1 COPD treatment.
Trelegy, the power of 1, 2, 3. Trelegy, 1, 2, 3. Trelegy.
With Trelegy and the power of 1, 2, 3, I'm breathing better. Trelegy works 3 ways: to open airways, keep them open, and reduce inflammation for 24 hours of better breathing.
Trelegy won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. Trelegy is not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Do not take Trelegy more than prescribed. Trelegy may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
Think your COPD medicine is doing enough? Maybe you should think again. Ask your doctor about once daily Trelegy and the power of 1, 2, 3.
Trelegy, 1, 2, 3.
Save at Trelegy.com.
You're watching Justice with Judge Maybelline.
Who told you the brakes were faulty? Did you go have the brakes checked out?
No, but
Did you go have the brakes checked out?
I did.
After you got the car? How did you get the car from her parents' house?
I called a towing company. She said that she hit a tree because the brakes weren't working on the car, and that I was trying to injure her with my car or something.
You have that report?
Yes, it's the same mechanic that did the repairs.
Brakes good condition. Back fender replacement, loose muffler, scratches, and the towing charges. Why do you think you're not responsible?
I mean, she knew the whole time that they were faulty.
How do you know she knew that?
Well, she did take it to the mechanic, and that mechanic is not trustworthy.
Well, I don't know where you came from and what world you're coming out of. Okay. You're not making sense to me. I don't know if it's my fault or yours today, but judgment for the plaintiff, pay the woman $675.
Judge Maybelline has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $675.
I'm glad the judge ruled in my favor, Melody, and that I'm going to get my money back.
I think he knew the brakes were faulty.
This has been a production of Entertainment Studios.
Pergo Extreme Rigid Vinyl Flooring. It's beauty inspired by nature. And durability inspired by whatever lands on it.
From the moment you leave the beaten path and walk through our palm tree grove, you are greeted with aloha and treated like ohana. Come encounter an authentic Hawaiian experience at Paradise Cove, Hawaii's premier kama'aina luau. Enjoy Hawaiian games, live music, hula lessons, canoe rides, all topped off with a stunning sunset